Hello everyone, it's Smiley here. Welcome back to my page. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. I'm also called the Smiley Coach, and my job is to create fun self-development tools to make growing up easier. You're very welcome here. Popping online today to see how everyone is doing, to find out how you all are. I don't know if anyone's around. Let's just move that out the way because the hair makes the mic all funny. How are you all on this lovely... It's been very rainy, hasn't it? Have you had, coming towards the end of the month of May? This year's going really quickly for me. I don't know how it is for you. I wondered if anyone had any questions. I was going to have a look at some of the questions that I was being asked and to see if I could answer them. I also wanted to tell you, do some general housekeeping for those of you that are following my work and are interested to hear what's been going on behind the scenes. I also think I'm due a social media break. I think at some time in June, possibly extending towards the end of the summer. I'm going to have a social media break for my emotional mental health. It's very, it's been proven, scientifically proven, that it's very anxiety inducing to have that amount of connection with a person, but obviously we're having the connection with an object. And actually I wonder how many of you could just put your phone down and leave it and not go near it for a couple of hours. I wonder what that would feel like for you. Or I wonder what it would feel like to see a message come in on your phone and not respond straight away, and just to let that message be there, just let it sit there. I sometimes feel that having a phone in your hand all the time creates a sense of urgency. If you think about the old way that we used to contact people, if we rung their houses and said, "Hello, can I speak to Lisa, please?" and Lisa wasn't there, then we'd have to leave a message and wait for Lisa to call us back. And those of us that don't have very good boundaries may feel obliged. So whenever we're in the fog, fear, obligation or guilt, whenever we're responding to something from that place, it's not a healthy place. So ask yourself, am I responding to this out of fear of the consequences? Am I responding to this because I feel obliged to, I feel beholden to, or a sense of duty to, or am I responding out of guilt? Will I feel bad if I don't respond straight away? I think it's safe to make the assumption that if an adult is texting you, that the adult on the other side of the phone can handle their feelings and won't fall apart if you're not available to them. If you're codependent though and you're overly responsible because you've been raised by parents that you will have to have taken care of them and help them regulate their feelings, you might be projecting your parent onto them. So, I do it myself. That's why I'm saying it, because it's helpful to share, I think. So what's been going on in May? In May, we've released a really lovely, on Truly Madly Smiley, episode 74, the one with the pool of disappointment. Now, disappointment shows up in lots of different ways. If you have a child who doesn't like losing, who doesn't like change, so finds transitions difficult, and shows big amounts of anger in response to those situations, what they're probably struggling with is disappointment. And anger and frustration come out first, don't they? Because they feel more powerful to feel, and disappointment has a tinge, an element of sadness to it, and that feels more vulnerable. So we're going to go into the pool of disappointment and bathe in it and then wash it all away. This is a guided visualization. Then episode 75, the one with the bursting backpack. So this one is often that we don't realise that we're carrying lots of feelings inside our bodies. So children who sit in a classroom all day having to focus, listen, and that things will be happening to them like, I don't understand, my friend's annoying me, my friend's not talking to me, I've got no one to play with at playtime, I need the toilet but I feel like I can't leave the class. Like they've got all this other stuff going on in their inner world, and because they have to be good and listen, they stuff all those feelings in their invisible backpack, and then it gets left until it reaches bursting point. And so when they build up, we melt down. And this simple exercise, so this is episode 75, stops us from getting to meltdown point. So it's a way of paying attention to, giving time and attention to what's going on in our inner worlds. I also think it's a really good exercise for adults to do as well, because we're always other focused, either on the kids or on our phones or what's going on out there. So kind of need to bring our energy back in here. Also this month I've done loads of reports for parents. So I think I spoke last time on here about, it's called Coaching Success Blueprint and Clarity Call. If you go to the website and click on Work With Me and then click on Parents, you'll see it on there. You get an hour's call with me where you get to talk about whatever challenges you face or whatever's going on in your current situation, and we will unpack it all together, and then I will send you, it's normally a 6 or 7 page report with reading resources, immediate actions, some podcast episodes that your kids can listen to, perhaps some books, and I'll get to the heart of the matter. So I don't believe in kind of glossing over things and quick fixes. Things will just keep coming back. You have to get to the root cause of what is going on. And I'm good at that. And I'm good at seeing patterns of behaviours and unhealthy communication styles and weak boundaries and just dealing with different temperaments. So if you want one of those reports, happily write one for you. I think I've written 5 or 6 reports. It's been busy on that front. And the reason I think it's been busy is because we are in a traumatic situation and there's a lot of uncertainty. There's also a lot of division in terms of, are you having the vaccine? Are you not having the vaccine? Are you wearing a mask? Are you not wearing a mask? There's still a lot of uncertainty. The new world has not fully emerged yet, so we're still in the dark a little bit there. We don't know what's going to happen. I feel like we're moving towards this, June is D-Day, but we're not going to go back to life as we know it. And I don't think that June is D-Day, personally speaking, reading between the lines. So I'm just taking each day as it comes. But obviously moving through such big change and being in a state of not knowing what's coming next, not maybe being able to make plans, brings up a lot of challenges and issues for us to heal, and it also brings up a lot of emotion. And so when we are emotional and emotionally dysregulated, then if we've got small people either in our working environments, in our classrooms, or even in our homes, then it impacts them too. What else? This week I've made a video. This is my 3rd video today. So I've been in my champions group today chatting about stuff. So if you are a professional and you support children in any way, like if you're a social worker, if you run a youth group, a brownie group, a church group, if you're a teacher, a Thenko, any type of therapist, yoga teacher, mindfulness teacher, come and join us in the champions group. I'm trying to create a community of like-minded souls in there. I'm pro-choice, I'm pro-connection, I'm pro-emotional resilience. I'm not a fan of behavioural management. I'm not a fan of punishment, corporal or otherwise, enforced consequences. I prefer to look at connection and encouraging children from a place of mutual respect. They will just mirror you, so you have to be the change, isn't that what they say? So yes, come and join us in our Champions community. So I made a video for them today. I also made a video today, which I'll be releasing on this page soon, about my read-along activity guide, which is full of group activities for nurturing emotions, for starting off difficult conversations. It's got journal prompts in it, it's got games, and it's the curious companion to Stuck Between Two Worlds, because all of my work is in this book. I mean, this is a magical story for children, but if you're an adult reading it or professional reading it, you'll see the tools and the ways that I help children overcome their struggle. So I've done a video on that today, and then I'm also very excited to share with you that I've been creating some Wild Heart merch. So the Smiley Thought cards are being made into stickers, and they've come out so beautifully. All the colours have come out so well. These are just samples, so we can put these all around our homes and classrooms and customise things, have all these positive messages to reinforce us. I can do anything, bad things don't last forever, life is magical and fun. And what's the other one? What's the heart one? I can't remember. Let me just look and see what the heart one is. So they are the 4 types of cards that are in the deck of Smiley Thought cards. I am never alone. You know, the one with the 2 feet, the mummy's feet and the child's feet. And then I've also created some new artwork, and I posted the notebooks on this page to ask you for feedback. So we've got I'm a bold wild heart, I'm a wise wild heart, only love in my wild heart, and for rainbows we've got get your happy on. And I've made coasters, cushions, posters, acrylic blocks, notebooks. What else have we got? Pins, you know, like badges, t-shirts, magnets, and these cotton tote bags. Looking forward to taking that on an outing to Waitrose this week. Whoop. Get your happy on. Colours are so bright. So these are samples because I wanted to make sure that the artwork, when you increase the size of it, wasn't pixelated, and it came out well. So yes, so these are all samples. The gift shop will be opening soon. So yeah, there's 8 different types of artwork there, and you'll be able to get all sorts of things for your children. It's such beautiful artwork, and as you know, we only had 1,000 boxes made of the Smiley Thought cards. So they're quite unique in that sense. And I think when they're all sold, I think there's about 270 boxes left. And then they sent me some overs, so some decks of cards without boxes. So I might have some little like muslin branded bags made up for those. But when they're gone, they're gone. I don't think that was a pet project of mine. As you know, I love my cards and I do my cards every day, that I wanted to make for the children, and I probably don't think I'm going to do that again, but I think the artwork can be used in other ways because it's so beautiful. And the artwork is a combination of Lynn, the illustrator, and Kerry's lovely photographs that I bought from her. So I do have a new deck of adult cards here today, so I thought I'd pull us a card while I'm here. There isn't anyone around, so I don't know if you have any questions for me. I have to say, guys, I'm going to be a bit brutally honest with you. A lot of the time, a lot of you are into fixing and problem solving. So you're in controlling mode and you're trying to control the uncontrollable. This is not a criticism, it's an observation. I know it because I do it myself. When we get into fixing and controlling, nobody's feeling any feelings. And, you know, that's kind of boundary breaking, and it's not healthy. And one of the things that I see parents struggling with a lot is they're all coming from the how to get my child to do this, how to prepare my child for secondary school, how to. So we're up in the story and we're wanting to fix a problem, right? When we do that, we're not feeling any feelings. And the problem is that you're not feeling any feelings, because normally the reason why children are having an issue is because they're seeking an emotional connection with you and they're not getting it. And if you're not connected into your emotions, you don't take the time to sit and be with your inner self and nurture yourself, then you're certainly not going to be able to identify or connect to them on an emotional level. Not a criticism, just an observation. But when you try and control the uncontrollables, so you try and control their behaviour or you try and control their environment to help them, what you're doing is you're teaching them that they can also control other people. So that's not true. And if they were to be like that in a relationship, that would be toxic and abusive. So there's this kind of like, I'm seeing this pattern with parents where parents are regulating their own emotions through their child's. So what I mean by that is, if my child's okay, I'm okay. That is a fucking shitload. Sorry, my language, wow. Sorry if you've got small people watching. That is an effing S-load of pressure to put on a child. Mummy or daddy are only okay if you're okay. And if you're an adult that's had that done to you by a parent, it's horrible. It's horrible. And again, these are patterns that we're repeating because it was done to us. So I'm not telling anyone off or making anyone wrong or shaming or blaming anyone, but I'm saying just observe that if your child is distressed, so if your child is displaying big emotions, so if you're having big anger, big anxiety, big crying episodes, lots of sadness, just notice what that triggers in you. Now, all you have to do is not make yourself wrong and not insist or fix or want your child to change, but just notice what's going on in here and say to yourself, what part of me is sad, angry, anxious, blah, 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 and what part of me needs attention right now? Just bring it back in here and just let them have their feelings. And if you can't sit with that and that makes you feel uncomfortable, then I would take that to a good therapist. I'm serious, because you cannot insist that your child behaves themselves or feels or shows up a certain way so that your emotions are regulated. It's just not okay. It really isn't okay. So let's pull a card for you all and see what card we get for bringing us to the end of May. I shall post some of those other videos that I've talked about later on in the week. So if you're interested in any of the things I've talked about, and the gift shop is probably going to open probably in a couple of weeks' time when I've had a few more samples in and I've been able to check that I'm giving you quality goods. Because I wouldn't want to serve you up any old rubbish. That's not how we do things around here. Right, can we have a message for these lovely people? Let's have a message and see. I'm just going to pull one. That one wants to come out. Oh, well, I've got two, but I'm going to pull one, actually. I love these cards. So this is my new card deck. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic. And I bought this for my teens because when I do sessions with my kids, I always pull a smiley thought card at the end of a session, and the teens are too big for that. And a lot of my tarot and angel cards are too spiritual. So I thought these are witchy poo. So I thought, oh, they're quite good fun. So we've got number 20. I am always enough. She's putting a picture up on the wall that says, I am always enough. And at the bottom it says, lighthouse, don't doubt your worth. Oh, I think that's for me. So I don't know what that brings up for you when you see, let me just have a look. Well, she's reminding herself, maybe she needs to see on a regular basis. So that's what the stickers and cards are about. Like, they're visual prompts, aren't they? If you, every time you go to the fridge, you see the words that say, I can do it, or bad things don't last forever. If you see that 20 times a day, after a while, you start to believe it's true. That's why we have to be really careful what we call children, how we label them. Because if we keep saying, oh, you're really shy, or oh, you're the youngest one in your class, you tell them that 20 or 30 times and then they become that thing. I always joke with the kids. I always say, if since you were born I told you that you were a pink elephant, by the time you're about 2 years old, you would think you were a pink elephant. And they laugh. And I say, because your brain believes what you tell it is true. So you have to be really careful about the words we use. Words have power, and the language we use. And because our brains are wired for danger, we tend to focus on what's not right, what's missing, on correcting. So I don't know if, because some parents just constantly correcting their children, which if you're on the receiving end of that, because if you've got a sort of parent that needs to be in control of what's going on, it kind of feels like you can never get it right. Then you grow up feeling like I am not enough, because whatever I do is not good enough, which translates to I am not good enough. And then the bottom it says, don't doubt your worth. So your worth is not defined by what you do, actually. And I was just saying that on another video that I did. My self-esteem was and is sometimes still based on achievement and what I do. We're not human doings, we're human beings. And we are worthy and lovable just as we are, just for being us. And we don't need to show up in a certain way or put on a show or perform. In my book, I talk about the different Rubies. Ruby's got different masks. And one of Ruby's masks is Show Ruby, where she had to show up, be sociable, dress up, paint on a smile, even if she didn't feel happy. That was for everyone else. That was to be a good girl, to make everyone happy. You know, we never want to make people be what they're not, huh? We always just want to be able to, because being ourselves and be comfortable in our own skin feels really relaxing. And I was talking to a mum last week, actually, and I can really relate to this myself. It's like when there's other people around, you always feel like you're switched on. And then when they go, it's like, I could just be myself. Well, then there's sort of a gap there, isn't there, between, you know, who you are and who you're trying to be. Well, why are you trying to show up as perfect? Recovering perfectionists, take note. Perfectionism is all about how things look. Again, there's no connection to feelings. And I think it's, over the years, as I've done my healing, I've noticed that I've started to hang around with different people, because people who are perfectionistic and are concerned with how things look are very judgmental, and they gossip a lot, and they talk about what's wrong and what the other person's doing, and there's a bit of comparisonitis, and maybe at the school gates there's a lot of comparison and all that nonsense going on. It's BS. Don't sign up for that. You drive yourself nuts. Just know that you are always enough, and don't doubt your worth. You are lovable just as you are. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Any questions, pop them down below. If you like this video, please give it a like and please share it. Remember, when you do that, Facebook likes that, and that means more children get to see all these lovely resources which will help them grow up and be happy. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.